I was lucky enough to grow up with a little bit of land. My parents had a wee lifestyle block, and so I had a little bit of exposure to animals and being outside, but no exposure to commercial farming. Went down to study at Lincoln. After that, had a few amazing employers and amazing lecturers as well, and then eventually I got the confidence to start what I'm doing now. Well, basically I just do any sort of farm type work that can entail anything from tractor work to pony exercising to fencing repairs and anything else in between, really. I really enjoy being with the animals, outside, being my own boss, and just the flexibility to challenge yourself every day. Often there's sort of a stereotypical role of the man goes out and does the farming and the woman does all the housework, and it's actually sort of a bit the other way around for me. So I'm usually the one outside doing the farm work, and my boyfriend, he works in the city and he basically does all the cooking and cleaning, to be honest. I do really believe that sometimes we have to spend a bit more time proving ourselves than male counterparts or colleagues would. One example of that is a guy called me and asked me to cut down a few trees from him and delimb a few trees. I turned up and opened the back of my ute, and I had 2 chainsaws and a pole saw in there, and he asked me if I could use all that. I thought that was quite surprising, and I didn't think that a male hire a farmer would be asked that, and it would be quite surprising if I turned up with all that and didn't know how to use it. Well, a lot of people don't realise, because I'm usually quite bubbly and laughing on the outside, but I do struggle a lot with my mental pressures that I really realise more recently that I put on myself. I do work alone most days, so unfortunately it can get to you. I think that people don't really realise until they are feeling a bit down that what would have helped them all along is if they were chatting to people, had time to go out and have a coffee with their friends and all that sort of thing. So I do think that that comes down to prioritising time, just going into town, even if you just use Skype or some sort of other technology, phone calls can really help. I think that people need to realise what an impact having those friends has on your well-being. I find that the way to manage my own stress is I really have to be quite organised. I keep a diary that helps me to really plan out my week, and don't forget within that week you have to have the break times, and don't forget to plan those in as well. It's one of the things that I struggled with when I sort of let it all get on top of me, is I forgot that I loved farming, and I forgot that it was really what I wanted to be doing, and I just kept thinking about, oh, I've got to do this job, this is my list of things that I'm behind on. And I didn't take time to stop and cuddle my lambs and all that sort of thing, the parts that I got into in the first place. So that's a really important part, as well as I think giving back, because often you can just do small things to give back to the community. For example, I volunteer at Riding for the Disabled, and that's quite a relaxing way that I know that I'm being helpful to some people and helpful to the organisation. So I do think giving back is a big one as well. So one of the big things for me, I have a lot of trouble sleeping when I get stressed. So one thing that my partner actually said to me, which was very helpful, was that the best thing that you can do to do a really great job tomorrow is just relax. And if you're relaxed, you've got a fresh mind, you can sleep, you know that that's the best thing you can do right now. It'll improve your productivity for the next day, as well as just giving you a bit of time to relax and stop thinking about things. One of the problems that I think we all have, especially rural women, is looking at what their neighbour does or what their friend does, and they might judge themselves based on that. So they'll think, well, my neighbour has 5 kids and she works 2 jobs and she's just amazing, and she may well be amazing, but that might not work for you, and you don't need to judge yourself from the same standards. You might have other pressures that she might not have. So it's really, don't compare yourself to other people, just realise what you can manage, what you can do, how you can help other people, and focus on that and be proud of what you can do yourself.